Hello, guys. I decided to take the moral foundation test today, and let's see where I stand. In biology class, a human hand preserved in a jar is passed around among the students. I mean, did they kill the person and take his hand, or did he just like chop off someone's hand right before taking it to class? Or, like, I'd say it depends on how the hand got there. But if it's just like from a dead person that has consented to, like, yes, you can use my hand in biology class, I would say it's okay. So I don't know whether to say it's okay or not okay. So I okay. Brian does not cooperate with law enforcement. Whenever he is pulled over, he refuses to answer questions and starts bickering with the officer about his rights. Well, on one side, I don't like when people are being too much of a pain, but on the other hand, it's important that we question authority and always make sure that we have our rights. Uh, so when it comes to our own rights, it's very important that we all keep our rights so that they don't overstep their bounds. A pair of parents read about the exotic delicacies of Africa and the Far East. In the coming week, they serve dog meat to their children. Yeah, but this there's not enough information here. Are they living in the West and serving dog meat to children? Is it about how we feel about dog meat being served overall? Because if that's the case, then I would say it's not okay. Because a dog, at least dogs, are capable of forming social contracts, at least to some extent. So I give a dog food, the dog doesn't attack me. You know, I give a dog things, it gives other things in return. We form a social contract. I don't beat the dog doesn't beat me. I feed the dog and the dog protects me. So I'd say it's eating dogs overall, I would say it's not okay. Tina promises her dying mother that she'll visit her grave once a month. After the mother has passed away, Tina finds it hard to squeeze in the time, and her visits stop about once a year. Oh, personally, I do not. I think that if you promise something, you should keep it, but you shouldn't make such promises to the dead. Um, but you shouldn't steal from the dead either. Um, so if you've promised what you about things you will do with the testament, or and you don't follow that, I think that is morally wrong. But as someone like on the principle of keeping promises overall, I would say it's definitely not okay. But as the person is dead, I would say it's more okay. But if I promised my mother that I would visit her grave once a month, I would do that. Although I'm not going to promise her that, luckily. So I will say not okay. A man orders a custom-built sex doll designed to look like his niece. Okay, so instead of, assaulting his niece, he has a sex doll, probably without her knowing and all that. And she isn't harmed by it in any way. He gets his things out. As a utilitarian, I do not see the problem. As a utilitarian, I'm focused on the outcome rather than the action overall. It's the outcome that matters to me. And I think that this might lead to a more positive outcome. Well, It, not it might not necessarily, but anyhow, let's move. Okay, you know what? Let's just say that, and let's move on. The head of a public department says that none of her employees are allowed to smoke at all, not even in their free time. Definitely okay. It is okay because if you join a workplace, if someone is willing says to you that this is what we require of you from the start, and you accept it, you just follow that. It's up to them to tell the rules and to tell you what you can and can't do. And if you don't like it, well, then you just don't choose not to work there. So everyone should have their own free choice. But I mean, they would probably lose a lot on it. The company that or the head of the public department would probably lose on it in some ways by not being able to hire a bigger bulk of people by not having by reducing the amount of people they could hire, amount of people to choose from. Yeah. Uh, Sarah gets drunk in a bar and makes out with two strangers at once. Look, I believe that you have your free will to do what it is that you want. But okay, so she's drunk. She can't think straight. But so this is about her because Sarah gets drunk in a bar and makes out with two strangers. It's not two strangers make out with her because then it would imply that they're the ones taking advantage of her being drunk. Now it's just her in a mutual situation with the two strangers, pretty much. The way it's, you know, the way the sentence is formed. Uh, I, I, this one is a really hard one. So I would say that I feel like it's somewhat wrong, but I also think that she has the right choice to do that if she wants to, even if she ends up regretting it. So I don't know. I can't really answer that. When Carl's soccer team is squaring off against another nation, he sings along to the other team's national anthem instead of his own. I mean, if your country is absolute garbage, I could definitely see that. Does Japan have a national anthem? I wonder. Because if they do, I would rather sing that than the Swedish one. Not that I don't like what Sweden used to be, I just don't like it now. So right now, I don't see the point in preserving what we have now. But if we were to go back a bit in the past, then perhaps I would see it as wrong. It all depends on your nation, but I think that you have the right to make that choice yourself. Although you're probably gonna have to face the consequences of someone beating you up. But I definitely think it's okay. Emma and Cindy are summer interns at Chris's office. Emma does slightly better than Cindy. At the end of the summer, there is only one job opening, but Chris gives it to Cindy because he finds her more attractive. Well, alright, so Chris has the right to hire whoever he wants based on whatever he wants because he's the one who is in charge. So I would say in that term it's okay, but I don't think it's okay to hire someone based on their sex or ethnicity or their attraction level or such things. I believe that you should only hire people based on their competence and their potential to be even more competent. I suppose, but that's hard to tell in the start. I guess that's what work interviews are for. Um, so Slightly, but she only does slightly better than Cindy. I can't say yes or no to that. The principal of a school says that none of her students are allowed to draw Muhammad on the school premises or to bring Muhammad cartoons to school. If the law says otherwise, if the law says that you have freedom of expression, of course there will always be certain. I think it's about the law there, anyways. So if the law says you have full freedom of expression, then I think it's completely okay to bring and offend others. But if you don't have that, the principal of a school. Yeah, because as a kid you might not have the choice which school you go to. So I don't think it's okay to state such rules. It doesn't say a private school. If it said the principal of a private school, then I would say it is okay. But it's it's not okay to say that on a regular school if the law says. I mean, it all depends. Here it just depends on where you live, honestly, in which country you live. But where I live, I would say, yeah. Sarah's Sarah's dog has 4 puppies. She can only find a home for 2 of them, so she kills the other 2 with a stone to the head. Well, well, there we have to focus on the outcome. We don't have enough information about this particular topic. That's why I don't like this test too much. It's hard to, it's really hard to say. Um, hmm. So the idea of killing the 2 because they might be worse off if she doesn't kill those 2, because that's where the moral thing is. She's finding the home for 2 of them, which is nice of her. But the other 2 stone to the head. I mean, that is pretty brutal. And it's a woman. It's a woman being brutal. So in other words, she might actually fail killing them in the first few hits. So while she's bashing their skulls, they're they are doing the equivalent of screaming, which would be the screeching, barking, something like that. Mm, I don't think that kind of torture is okay at all. But if it's, let's say they die instantly, then I guess I'm okay with it because she saves the 2 she can, and the other 2 might not survive in nature and might, um, yeah, because they're puppies as well. So I would say it's okay. A new action figure becomes all the rage among the boys in Timmy's class. When Timmy's parents get to the store, they buy all of the action figures for Timmy, leaving none for the other children. You know, I'm all for fairness, and that is not fair at all. You have the right to buy it, but you're being morally bad. You're being kind of mean, or you're being really selfish if you buy all the action figures that the kid doesn't need just so that the others can't get it. That is just evil. It's not very evil, but it is evil, and I'm not okay with that type of behavior. If everyone acted like that and just because because it's different if there's like if it's just two if it's a couple figures and you buy one for your kid and there are 20 kids and there are like 10 well, let's just say 10 of those action figures, that is different. Then sure, 10 kids won't be happy, 10 kids will be happy, but that's different than taking everything for one kid that doesn't need it. when he only needs one action figure. If it's the same action figures. Oh, whatever. I would say not okay, slightly. A group of parents concerned about their children's risk of obesity demand a local store selling extra large size candy bars and soft drinks. Not okay. The store can sell whatever the store wants to sell. It's not the store's fault that your kids are fat. That is your fault and the kid's fault. Maybe you should have done a better job parenting, little shit. While on a live on-air TV show, a man kills a baby rabbit with a knife. This entire thing about killing babies, I don't think it's okay. I really don't. Whether it's live or not, killing a baby, I'm not for that at all. But if you kill an animal on live, it's not like. I think we should. I don't think that is morally wrong, but kill a baby rabbit, that's where it gets a bit too immoral for me. When Kelly asks Steven out on a date, he sneers and says, like, I'm gonna date a woman who looks like my overweight bulldog. I don't think it's okay to phrase it like I think free speech is fine, but morally, as this is a moral test, I think he should be allowed to say it, definitely. But if I think it's morally right for him to say that, I think he could say, look, I'm not really into, you're not really my type. You can say that. That is nicer. And if she asks, well, I don't like, then if she asks, like, what part makes me laugh? Like, well, you look like my overweight bulldog. I think that's more okay then. I mean, it's mean, but it also tells her sexual marketplace value, and also honestly though, if he's being honest and being an asshole, she will lose interest in him as well. So I don't think it's that wrong. If he's an asshole, maybe she's better off not being with him to begin with. So I think it's overall okay with that in mind. A man sets up an unlicensed medical practice but makes all of his customers sign a contract acknowledging that he's not a licensed physician. Yeah, I suppose. I mean, if they're all acknowledging it and they're all fine with it, and then he probably, as he's getting customers and getting people to sign it, because not everyone is an idiot when it comes to signing things, as he's probably that would imply that he's somewhat successful. And I would say that if you're successful, let's say you're saving lives, if you're saving many more lives than you are failing to save, I would say that that is right, even if you do not have a license. So yeah. Bob and Pam are siblings. Bob is given $10 by their father and is told to distribute it between them as he likes. Bob gives $1 to Pam and pockets the $9 himself. Well, Bob is an asshole. So in that sense, that is morally wrong, but he has the right to distribute it however he wants. Jack and Will are classmates. Will's father is a lawyer. When he picks up Will from school, he refuses to say hi to Jack's father because he's only a janitor. Jack's father is only a janitor, while Will's father is a lawyer. Okay. The lawyer, that sounds kind of elitist, and I don't like that attitude. That is kind of an asshole thing to do. I think he has the right to. If you do not want to talk to someone for whatever reason, that is fine, but I would also say that that father is a freaking asshole. This elite is like, yeah, no, you're below me in class, and therefore I'm not gonna talk to you. Honestly, I morally wrong. This is just about morals, not about the that he should be allowed to. So I think it's morally wrong, but I think he should be allowed to not say hi. Yeah. Using both a condom and the pill, a brother and a sister decide that they want to sleep with each other just once to see what it would be like. Sweet home Alabama. Um, I would say, mm, well, look, as someone who cares about love and the outcome, I don't really, well, as I said, just once to see what it would be like. If the sister is wasting her virginity on her brother just to try it once, I think it's abhorrently wrong. But if it's that they're in love with each other and they can't help it, um, I would say, as they're using both the pill and the condom so that they won't get a kid, which is the most important thing, to just not have kids if you have that kind of relationship. I think that if that is the one guy and the one girl you truly love and you've never been able to truly love anyone else, then I think it's okay, but they don't say that clearly here. They just decide to say sleep together just once. Slightly okay, I guess. Amy and Mia are co-workers. One day, Amy offers Mia to take one of her shifts. No strings attached. Sometime later, Amy could really use someone to fill in for her, but Mia doesn't feel compelled because Amy's original offer had no strings attached. Okay, Mia is an asshole. I think it's morally wrong, but I think she definitely has the right to say, well, there were no strings attached, so I don't have to do it. And she doesn't. That is true. She doesn't have to. Uh, but I still think it's. I mean, is it really right or wrong here? I don't know if it's either right or wrong because she is a bad friend in that case. Yeah. Adam and Beth have been dating for 3 years. Adam is reluctant to have children, so Beth tells him that she's on the pill when she isn't. No fucking way. That is just mean. That is evil. You're doing that without his consent. I mean, that is not a consensual relationship. Then that is not okay at all. You could be ruining a man's life when he's truly trusting you. That is not okay. There's nothing about this that is okay. Tim asks his father for permission to stay out late because his classmates are throwing a party. When his father refuses, Tim slams the door in his face. It's not okay to slam the door in your father's face. But yeah, I mean, that's the moral problem. That Tim gets angry at his father, that is completely understandable. But to slam it in his face and just, you're a fucking asshole. I think it's fair of him to get angry enough, but to slam it in his dad's face just because he's saying no. Although, I mean, as I am very understanding of Tim's situation, I would say a light no. John's soccer coach decides that everyone on the team must wear black soccer shoes, but on the day of the match, John turns up in white soccer shoes instead. I mean, that is hilarious. That is hilarious. And if he has a smug and sadistic face when he does it, that's even better. Hmm. All right. So, all right, all right, all right. Well, the moral problem here is that he is possibly ruining the entire match for everyone else. Because if they can't play because he has white soccer shoes, then, well, I don't see why that would be the case. But if he shows up when he has the choice to just show up and follow the rule of the the team and the rules of the coach. I mean, I think it's wrong for him to not follow it because he's ruining it for not just for the coach, and so he's ruining it for the team in that case. Because it's quite important to have something that connects everyone in a team in that way. And if everyone is like, okay, we're following this, okay, now everyone will do this on this day. If everyone does that, that increases the trust between everyone and increases their strength as a team. So I would say it's not okay for this guy to kill the strength of his own team. Tom and Linda have been dating for almost a year. Since they've never agreed to be exclusive, Tom sleeps with other women without telling Linda. No, you fucking dickhead. That is not okay. Don't cheat on someone. If you're in a relationship with someone, that is signing the agreement already that I'm only with you unless you tell them otherwise. I mean, that is how you start every relationship. And then like, oh no, I wasn't aware. Yeah, when you realize that nearly everyone in the world starts their relationships like that, you can't use that as an excuse. If he's open, on the other hand, I think it's more okay. But if he's honest, open with what he feels and what he wants and all that from the start, then it's different. But he has just been lying to her and going behind her back. That is not okay at all. Some men have a private all-male club and feminists take them to court demanding that they open up to women. No. Freedom of association. Everyone should have the right to meet up and be with their own group if they so wish to. If the feminists want an all-women club, they can have that too. That's not a problem. Sometimes men just want to spend time around men, sometimes women just want to spend time around women, sometimes men and women want to spend time with each other. You shouldn't remove the chances for people to meet up with their own groups and be themselves. We need to be more understanding of each other. So this is definitely not okay. An army lieutenant neglects to file a report on a civilian killing done by his troops because he knows it was an accident. No, it's not okay. Look, it's understandable that he wants to protect himself and his troops. It's definitely understandable. And because it's an accident, it's also understandable. But then he should still file the report and also, make it clear that it was an accident, even if it's something that will have severe consequences. You should always take consequences for your actions, regardless of if they're accidents or not. Just be honest, because that is the best way to deal with it. If he isn't honest and they find out, then things will end up even worse than if he had filed the report. And these are the types of things people find out. So not okay. Hannah inherited an old flag of her country from her father, but has never used it. One day, when Hannah is cleaning the house, she discovers that she is out of rags, so she uses the flag as a rag to clean the house. I mean, look, to some people, a flag has so much meaning, and if it has that much meaning, then I think it is wrong. But she has no feelings for the flag, and so it is sad that this has to happen, and that she's inherited it from their father, who probably then is a patriot because he has the flag. I think I don't think it's honorable to her father, so I don't think it's completely okay. But I think it's somewhat okay. It's more that, well, inherited from her father, so her father is dead and he was a patriot, and I mean, yeah, this isn't completely black and white. I could probably put it in the neutral zone too, but I think it's somewhat okay. In sex education class, the students are taught that since the sexes are equal, the girls should sleep with as many guys as they want without fear of being considered sluts. That is morally wrong. That is both morally wrong and it does not help women. That message is very, very dangerous for women. Sleeping around, having the message of sleeping around with as many men as they want and doing whatever they want, and then the thing is, they think there are no consequences for it. It's the consequences that I'm worried about. So the consequences of a woman sleeping around are quite grave. She'll be depressed. Her chances of finding love will be greatly diminished. Uh, it's not good for her at all. And also, it's not hard for a woman to sleep around if she wants to. Then the sexes aren't equal in that way. A man can't just sleep around and say like, "Oh, hey, I wanna, I like you. I think you're hot. I wanna bang you." And the woman goes like, "Yeah, sure, let's go." No, a man has to keep trying because it's actually hard to get laid as a man, while it's really easy as a woman. It's just to wait like, now a cute guy comes up to me, and now he has to be all perfect and all great in every single way to make me interested. For women, sex is free, so that is not at all equal either. So there's nothing about this that is equal. If the situation was completely equal, yeah, then I would say it's okay, but it's not equal. Men and women are different. We have different needs. And it's more okay for women to beat men. Does that and should I then say because the sexes are equal, well, all men should be able to beat as many women as they want in as many ways as they want, just as women beat men? Come on, that's ridiculous. It's not okay at all. And from this utilitarian perspective, this is horrible. It ends up it's such a toxic message. It will end up ruining so many lives. It has ruined so many lives. If you check the statistics, the ones who are most likely to succeed in their marriages are virgins or those who have had few sexual partners. So in the end, happiness in the end will you'll be more happy if you don't sleep around. All right. When Lily tells her classmate Sue that it's just a dream to be prom queen, Sue laughs out loud and says, "You're too ugly for that." Well, if she is too ugly for that, and and Sue knows that she is too ugly for that, and says, and just tells Lily about her sexual marketplace value, that she's too ugly to be prom queen, then she is telling the truth, and the truth is important. So I would say that is definitely okay. I don't like the fact that she's hurting her feelings, but as long as it's honest and she's not doing it out of spite or anything like that, it all depends on what the reason for it as well. Like if she isn't ugly and she's just saying that to break her down, and for some reason, then of course it's not okay. But see, that's why I want more information. Jane's boss calls all of his employees by the first names, but does not allow them to call him by his first name. When Jane insists that it must be a two-way street, he fires her. Well, you have to respect the ones that hire you, and if I don't like it, but if you are leading me, if you have a higher rank than me, in the end I have to obey in certain situations if I want to have your services or your money. I have to do what it is that you tell me to do. And if you want to show clearly that you're the leader and you are in control and in charge when it comes to these things, then it's okay for you to fire me if I don't step in line. A Christian bakery refuses to decorate a cake with this question. Right. Yeah, that's okay. Many people may say, "Oh, but that's discrimination." Well, actions are a form of speech, and actions are a form of approval. If they do not approve, if the Christians do not approve of homosexuals, then they have the right, because the cake has a deep meaning to them then. they have the right to say that, I don't approve of your lifestyle and therefore I won't bake the cake. Just go to another bakery. Holy crap, it's not that hard. If you don't want to serve someone for whatever reason, they should just go to another spot that will serve them. If the bakery themselves, uh, if the bakery breaks down because of that and doesn't get any customers, then that is on the bakery. I don't think it's that they should do this, but I think they should have the right to. So I think it's morally right for someone to have the right to make their own decisions and choose who to deal with and who to not deal with. But the more people you deal with, the more customers you'll have. So yeah, Scott is hosting a dinner party for dessert. He serves chocolate cake shaped to look like dog poop. That's actually pretty funny. That's pretty funny. I don't see why that would be morally wrong. I mean, it's funny and completely okay. It's not illegal. There's nothing actually wrong with it. It is just that he's messing with people, and it's in a funny way. Overall, I think it has a better outcome than would a negative outcome. And also, you have to think about the fact that otherwise, you could think about the fact that he might not serve the cake whatsoever, and that's different. All right, let's go. In sex education class, the students are asked to inflate a condom with their mouth. Um, my relationship to sex education. Holy crap. I don't like this at all, and I don't like being too open about your sexuality when young. I think you should take your time, and you should definitely know that yeah, you have to use a condom because pregnancy and STDs and such. But inflate a condom with their mouth. They shouldn't have to do that. They shouldn't have to do that. So it's not okay to force them to do that, or well, insists. The students are asked to, but they shouldn't have to do that. So I don't think they should have to, but they are asked to. I think it's okay to no, not even ask them. Well, whatever. I'm not gonna say complete, not okay, but you're getting where I stand, kinda. Julie asks her friend to not fraternize with her ex-boyfriend Jake since he cheated on her with other women. 3 weeks later, Julie's friend Melissa is dating him. Ha. Well, this woman is. I mean, honestly, this is a hard question to say whether it's okay or not okay. I don't think it's okay when she's trusting her friend not to bang uh, her boyfriend, but I mean, her boyfriend is an asshole, and she's well aware that her boyfriend is an asshole, and her boyfriend will try anything he possibly can to get laid with her hot friends, get her hot friends in bed, Um, so I don't think it seems like Melissa just couldn't handle it. Just got too horny and wanted some of that spicy, spicy bake jake. So she went full shake shake. Yeah, I. But her friend is, you know, a bitch. This is a hard question. Oh well, whatever. Not okay, I guess. When a homeless man asks Matt for a spare change, Matt keeps on walking and says, "Don't talk to me, loser." When a homeless man, honestly, because I want more information. Why is the man homeless? Is he homeless because of what his own actions, or is he homeless because his wife was a total fucking bitch? I mean, that is very relevant. That is very relevant information. But I think that overall, don't talk to me, loser. I mean, you are a loser in that situation when you're homeless. And it's understandable that someone would call you a loser because you're sitting around begging instead of working. Maybe you don't have any other options. Well, then I would be more lenient if you don't have any other option. But if you actually have options and you're just going around begging, then I think it's okay to just call them losers and because you're actually a functioning member of society and you're sick of these non-functioning members of society. Dan turns up the TV just as his father is talking about his military service. Well, you shouldn't have to listen to your father about military service. If you really don't want to listen or talk to your father about it, then you shouldn't have to. Yeah, I don't know what else there is to say about that. I think it's kind of okay. Alright, let's see where I stand. Ooh, okay, let's see. Your strongest moral foundation is liberty. Your morality is closer to that of a libertarian. Uh, Fairness, the same as a left liberal. Loyalty, the same as a left liberal. Authority. Okay. Yeah, cool. Thank you guys for watching, and yeah, cheers.